We all go a little crazy sometimes, but what if one day you just snapped and decided that anybody who decides to be rude, inconsiderate, or simply not festive enough should meet their end in grisly fashion at your hands? This week you are the killer, and your bloodlust is here.
What's that? You want to be scared? Come with me. You will experience tales of horror, ghosts, and death. It is not recommended for the weak at heart. Listen in the dark. It's more fun that way. This is Weekly Spooky.
Hello, my spookies. It's Wednesday, and you know what that means. It's time for a little spooky in your weekly. I'm your host and narrator, Enrique Couto, and oh my goodness, I can smell Halloween coming up. We are getting so dangerously close. About 10 days away from October, away from spooky season. And we have an unforgettable spooky season planned for you right here at Weekly Spooky. So make sure you are subscribed on your favorite podcasting app. And while you're there, leave us a rating. At Apple Podcasts or Spotify, those ratings really help like-minded, spooky-minded individuals find the show. And believe me, they're going to want to enjoy this show because in October, we're going to be releasing full novellas, full novels, as well as our usual bite-sized horrors. And speaking of ways to celebrate Weekly Spooky, we also have something brand new in the Weekly Spooky store, our first ever collectible item, which you can check out at weeklyspooky.com and click on store. This item is extra special because it's a cassette tape of our 200th episode. And I know what you're thinking, a cassette tape? Well, the show takes place on a cassette tape, and not only does the cassette tape play, but it comes in a little shadow box with some Weekly Spooky artwork and, of course, my signature. There are only 12 of them in existence, and we've sold 3 already. They're a very special item for very special spookies, so make sure you check it out at weeklyspooky.com. Click on store. Maybe grab yourself one. They'll be shipping at the beginning of October. But now, my friends, we have a truly delirious and frightening story from the mind of Rob Fields and Strickfield. So let's get to that right now after these quick words from our sponsors. Mad as Hell by Rob Fields. I swear, I am so sick of rude and inconsiderate people in movie theaters. Take right now, for example. I'm sitting here in the Strickfield Centennial Theater trying to watch the new Babysitter Massacre movie. There's this fucking moron who just can't be bothered to stop looking at his phone. Seriously, why do these motherfuckers even come to the movies if they're just going to be on their fucking phones the whole time? Okay, he's pulled it out again and is recording the movie. I've had enough. I get up and go to him. Excuse me, would you mind putting that away, please? He doesn't even look my way. Why don't you just mind your own business? Hey, I paid money to see this movie, not your phone. Put it away. I paid my money too, so I'll do whatever I want. Now, fuck off. I tighten my fists. Last time, put it away. Suck my dick, bitch. Fine, have it your way, I mutter. Then he actually does lift his head from his phone. Wow. He really thinks I'm going to give him head? Oh, he's getting some head all right. Suddenly, I cover his mouth from behind with my hand and hold on tight. He doesn't struggle for long when I drive the entire blade of my nail file right into his neck. I pull it out and let him go. He's holding his neck as blood leaks out fast. Then he looks at his wet hands as even more blood squirts out. As he's trying to get up, I grab his hair and yank him down into his seat. I cover his mouth and stab him hard in the throat with my nail file again. He tries to scream, but I've fucked his throat up good. The other people are too engrossed in the movie to even look back, especially when a pair of overripe breasts fill the screen. I lean in and whisper in the fucker's ear, "No, you fuck off, you self-entitled piece of shit." Then I stab him in the throat with my nail file again. I quickly pull it out to see more and more blood spurting. Then I stab him in the throat one more time, just for being a self-entitled prick. I nonchalantly leave the auditorium and walk into the restroom across the hall. No one's in here, giving me all the time I need to wash my hands and rinse off the nail file. From there, I return to the movie as another pair of veiny boobs fill the screen. I do so love cheesy B-movies, especially the ones that Enrique Couto makes, and that star, Vicky Valentine. When the movie's over, I walk right out with the rest of the crowd. Nobody pays any attention to the inconsiderate motherfucker who won't be leaving the theater, except in a body bag. All he had to do was just put the goddamn phone away when I asked him nicely the first time. I'm sitting in Big Ed's soda parlor and satisfying my sweet tooth. I ate a box of Reese's Pieces during the movie, but I was still craving peanut butter. This hot peanut butter sundae should satisfy my craving, finally. As I'm indulging, some middle-aged woman marches right up to the counter and starts bitching at the staff about her sundae not having enough hot fudge on it. Not just bitching, but saying every four-letter word imaginable. She's even demanding to speak to the manager. Seriously, what is wrong with these motherfuckers? Yeah, everybody else in here is trying to enjoy their treats, but this see you next Tuesday just has to make a scene. I'm trying to keep calm. I'm about ready to just pick up my sundae and leave. Then, the homophobic slur she says just sends my blood boiling right to 212 degrees. And that's when the manager finally tells this lady to get out before he calls the po-po. She tells them she'll wait for them. However, the manager's had enough and practically forces her to the door. She never shuts up the entire time, even threatening legal action. When she's finally out, she throws the remainder of her sundae at the door. I finish my own sundae, but it no longer tastes good when my blood is boiling. I throw my trash away and leave. The bitch storms to her car and goes to get in. That's when she hears the loud screeching noise and sees that I've just keyed her pristine luxury car. "You fucking little bitch!" she screeches. "I'll see you." Gah! Seriously, will you please shut the fuck up? I groan in a trembling voice as I shove my knife right up below her jaw. I see the tip come up and into the roof of her mouth. I pull the knife back out. Her blood's running down her blouse and coming out her mouth. She's making these gagging, sputtering noises. I'm not worried in the least since we're in the side of the parking lot. No one's even around. Then the lady starts staggering as she bleeds even more. I grab the lady by her hair and drive the knife back up under her jaw again. Then I pull it back out and run the blade across her throat so she can smile nice and pretty just for me. I watch intently as she staggers across the parking lot before she finally falls flat on her face. I'd say self-entitled people, Karens like her being the worst, are in my top 3 as far as things I hate most in this godforsaken country. These motherfuckers think it's all about them. They think they can just throw their fucking weight around and they'll get whatever they want. On top of that, 9 times out of 10, they're fucking bigots. And I have no qualms about putting bigots down. Seriously, fuck those people. Having put that fucking lady out of her misery, I just walk away nonchalantly and head for home. It's Saturday night, and I'm cheerleading at the football game for Strickfield University. Being a cheerleader is okay in college. I mean, I'm not proud of it, but it's my full-ride scholarship. The girls on my squad are all right, but there I am, giving it my all to try and rally both for our football team and the people directly in front of us. Then there's this redneck asshole who keeps yelling for me to show my tatas. What makes me so goddamn special to this guy? My tatas are great, but he could have done better. I mean, there's 3 other girls on the squad that are nicely endowed compared to me. For the record, I'm definitely not bad looking and people do want to date me. I've been told I look kind of like a young Nev Campbell, except I have strawberry blonde hair. Then the motherfucker crosses the line by throwing a can of beer at me, hitting me in the head. 2 of the busty girls I spoke of catch me before I fall. I immediately turn and look right at that redneck. Yeah, I know what you look like now. Ever see how Angela glared at somebody in the original Sleepaway Camp? That's how I'm looking at this pus-brained bag of shit right now. I get calm again, but the clock is ticking on you, motherfucker. Security's just escorted him out of the stadium, but I've seen his kind before. He'll be waiting for me after the game. Sure enough, I see the motherfucker standing outside next to his rust bucket of a pickup. I already know how I'm putting that fucker down. He slowly follows me to see what car I'm getting into. Once I'm in my car, he moves back to his own truck. Soon as I leave the parking lot, he's following right behind me. I turn on my radio and act like nothing's wrong. I'm on my way to an after-game victory party outside the village. I could have taken the main highway, which would be a straight shot to our cheerleading captain's house on the Feltner County line. I end up turning off down Shadowbrook Road instead. After a little bit, I jerk the car to make it look like I'm having trouble. I pull over and get out. The redneck's coming closer and sees me slapping and cursing my car. Then I open the trunk and bend over. I hear him gasp when he sees my naked ass up my miniskirt. Knowing he's taken my generous honeypot, I wait for him to get closer. I can practically smell his god-awful stench and know he's ready to grab my ass. That's when I swing around quickly and drive my tire iron right through his spare tire of a gut. Yeah, he can scream all he wants. I promise nobody's going to hear him, present company accepted. I have to help him fall by kicking him to the road. Then I sit on top of him. I just want to give this back to you, motherfucker. I crack open the can of beer he threw at me and douse his head with it. After crushing the can on his face, I get up and yank the tire iron out of his gut. Then I sit on top of him again and raise it. I scream with all the pent-up rage he was responsible for and drive the tire iron right between the fucker's eyes. When he's finally dead, I take the tire iron back and go wash it out in the nearby creek. After putting it back in the trunk, I get back in my car and go to the party. I hope there's some choice guys there. I need to get laid. Now that I'm at the party, I just want to relax with friends and unwind after cheerleading my guts out. Plenty of choice studs here. Only problem, however, is Mickey Bonds just loves to fucking gossip about anything and everything. I mean, she'll talk your fucking ears off if you let her. I just so happen to be one that she decides to latch onto, cock-blocking me. No matter what I try, she just sticks to me like gorilla tape. Getting real sick of her trash-talking people, especially my girls. After I get some beer out of one of the kegs, I walk into the house to try and lose myself among people. No go. The more Mickey sticks to me, the more I'm seeing red. I make a quick stop in the kitchen, taking a drink of my beer. Soon as I walk away, Mickey's jawing away again. Now that I think about it, she's definitely drunk off her ass. I decide to try losing her in the basement. I'm sure there'll be people down there. I open the door and go down. Mickey's coming down with me. Not seeing anybody, I quickly turn and swing the knife I grabbed out of the kitchen drawer. Mickey's now smiling for me. Twice. She quickly brings her hands to her throat as she starts falling forward. I step aside and let her fall. I hear her head crack when she hits the floor at the bottom of the stairs. Then I hear some groaning, and no people are fucking away down here. I move down the stairs and clean the knife off in the sink near the shower there. After putting the knife in a drawer with a towel, I calmly turn and head back out of the basement to rejoin the party. You're not safe yet. Weekly Spooky will be right back. It's Sunday now, by the way. It's the weekend after Labor Day. I'm in the upstairs bathroom taking a shower. I take a little extra time to care for my needs since I was cock-blocked at the party. Believe me, I really wanted to hook up with somebody. Mickey Bonds definitely fucked that up for me. I can rest easy knowing I took care of her dumb bitch ass. When did I start killing people? It was sophomore year of high school. If you looked at me then and look at me now, I've changed a lot. I used to be a very chunky girl. Anyway, I was having a really bad day just after the school year started. I was taking my driver's test for my license. I ended up failing because some jackass couldn't be bothered to stop for a stop sign. If I hadn't jammed on my brakes, he'd have sideswiped me. But the fucking instructor failed me anyway. I tried arguing with him, but the prick wouldn't listen. Later that afternoon, I was at the Strickfield Town Center Mall. I ran into that motherfucker again, only now he had his wife with him. I was in Caffeine Junction picking up my drink. Soon as I was about to taste it, his bitch bumps into me and makes me spill it all over myself. Then they both told me to watch where I was going. On top of that, Caffeine Junction wouldn't make me a new drink. Nor would the bitch who destroyed it pay for it. The last straw came when I went to the Strickfield Centennial Theater. I just wanted to salvage something good out of the day. What better way to do that than at the movies? No such luck. The driving instructor and his wife came into the theater and sat 2 rows in front of me. Not only would these two not shut up, the douchebag himself was on his fucking phone throughout the entire movie. I'd finally had enough, and I told him to put the fucking thing away. His wife told me to shut up and grow up. I went out and talked to the manager, a college dickhead who looked like he had better things to do than work at the theater. I complained to him about the bastard on his phone. Yeah? And? The manager snapped. I got into it with him, telling him I shouldn't have to see people on their phones and talking out loud during the movies. Then he kicked me out of the theater, threatening to call the popo if I didn't leave. He even grabbed me and shoved me right through the doors, making me fall hard on the sidewalk just outside. Then the manager locked the doors and flipped me off. I was so incredibly angry, the angriest I'd ever been in my whole life. And then, something had finally snapped. No, I didn't go after the driving instructor and his wife, at least not yet. I hung around and waited for the manager to close the theater. He started walking back to the university. He made the classic horror movie mistake of walking down a dark alley at night, and I ended up getting his attention and then caving in his fucking skull with a baseball bat. Yeah, I was fucking mad as hell. After that, I went home and went to bed, happy as could be, that I'd finally decided nobody was ever fucking with me again. Between then and now, I started working out. I was running and doing cardio and lifting weights. I mean, I was really pouring it on. You should see me now. I've got the absolute best body out of all the girls on the cheerleading squad. During that time, I killed more and more people who fucked with me. Then I started killing people like that Karen I told you about. And you know what? I don't regret killing a single motherfucking person. So many of these self-entitled people get away with whatever they want, including walking all over you, if you let them. Oh, they're allowed to bully you as much as they want, that's fine, but oh no, don't even think of sticking up for yourself. That's never allowed. That's how fucked up our society is today. And the way I see it, if people don't have to follow society's rules, including our lying politicians, then why the fuck should I? After I finish my shower, I throw on booty shorts and a white t-shirt and head downstairs to have a light breakfast before going to the gym. And god damn it, I'm getting laid today. It's been a little over a week now. Then I hear Dad outside putting up Halloween decorations, just like every year. I'm looking at the Strickfield journal while I'm eating, happy with myself when I read about all the pieces of shit I took care of last night. I've been taking care of self-entitled scum, bullies, and general predators who've crossed me for many years, and I'll never stop. What the fuck? I whisper when I see an article about somebody who got killed. In my neighborhood, the man's body was found among his Halloween decorations. Like it was a decoration itself. Holy shit. That actually happened just 2 houses down from me. Only problem is, I've never killed anyone in my neighborhood. There's one person living here who keeps pushing my buttons, but nothing. I need to investigate this. I don't need this motherfucker bringing the popo to my doorstep. Speaking of that one person I mentioned, there's some shit going down outside. I hear Dad yelling, "Now you just back off. I have every right to put my decorations up the same as anybody else in the neighborhood." "It's too early. It ain't even Halloween time yet," our neighbor yells. "Beginning of last November, you started putting up Christmas decorations way before Thanksgiving." I sigh. This motherfucking shit happens so often that old guy next door, yes, let's call him the old man. Okay, he's not waving a cane or going to the bingo halls, but he's a good 30 or 40 years older than me. For the record, I'm 22. Anyway, the old man has never believed in decorations going up early. As far as he's concerned, you never put those fuckers up until it's that month. Yeah, the old man's been a pain in everybody's asses in our cul-de-sac where we live. I come outside and stand next to my dad. Then the old man looks right at me. "For God's sake, put some clothes on. Don't you have any goddamn decency?" "Fuck you," I tell him. Oh, is he ever fuming when he marches back into his house. Dad tells me I wasn't very helpful. Or ladylike. On the flip side, he says he's proud of me. My parents have always been very supportive. They're even paying for my gym membership as long as I stick with it. Suddenly, the old man's right back at the end of his porch. He's got a picture of something and goes to splash it at Dad. I quickly warn him to look out and push him out of the way. I end up getting the shit all over my t-shirt. Christ, it's fucking beer! Oh, I am so pissed right now. The old man's just reminded me of that fucking redneck from last night's game. I'm looking right at the fucker when he points at my dad. "If I had my way, all of you who decorate way too early would be shot." When he looks at me again, his face brightens up real fucking fast. Well, I quickly look down and see why he's suddenly so joyful. Splashing me with that beer turned my white t-shirt into a wet t-shirt. He can easily see my fucking tatas. And for the record, I never wear underwear. Dad ignores the old man and quickly brings me back inside. He tells me to go back upstairs and get cleaned up. So I go and take another shower. I'm holding myself and moaning. Know what's fucked up about all of this? I've had such a crush on the old man since my preteen years. Unfortunately, that crush has gotten much worse. But why am I so attracted to the old man? I quickly shake my head and focus. I'm thinking I may have to kill the old man, assuming I find out he's the fucker who made this morning's paper. Right now, I've got jack and shit to go on. I didn't get back from the party until late, and the popo were long gone by then. Okay, old man, you've got my attention, so I think I'm going to look into you. If it turns out it was you who killed Mr. Stam and his wife, oh, I'm definitely going to get real creative with you. I return home just after 3 and after 2 rigorous workouts at the gym. Not only did I pound iron, I pounded my coach. Like I said, I needed Dick in the worst way. I guess he needed me too, since he fucked me for a good hour. Now my head's clear when it comes to the old man. My parents left me a note saying they went to Ridgeway Heights and will be home late in the evening. They left me money to order food if I want. Pizza sure sounds good after my dual workout. Then I get a text from one of my cheerleader girls from the university who wants to hang out. As I'm about to invite her over for pizza and some movies, I hear a blood-curdling scream. I quickly push open the screen door and come out onto the porch. Holy shit! It's right across the street. I can clearly see the red liquid that was leaking from both the oversized garbage bags by the road. Sounds like one of the neighbors saw it while walking by and ripped open one of the bags. The body of Mr. Elias was really mangled and mauled. His wife was in the second bag, and it ain't long before the po-po are here. Then I feel the icy stare and look to see the old man looking right at me from his porch. I turn and look right back at him. Oh, the glare he's giving me. He can easily see me in my revealing top and booty shorts. But then I see the messy, big-ass carving knife in his hand. Yeah, old man, as we're looking at each other, I'd say you definitely top both my shit list and my suspect list. If only my fucking heart would stop pounding. Don't go away. Weekly Spooky will be right back. I'm on the front porch when the po-po and ambulances have finally gone. Those fucking dumbasses won't find the killer. 10 to 1, they don't even know where to look. Oh, they questioned everybody, including me. They were even at the old man's house. No, they didn't bring his ass out in handcuffs, but I've definitely got my eye on you, old man. Right now, I want you all to myself. What did you tell the po-po about the big carving knife? And didn't you say anybody putting up decorations early should be shot? Yeah, let's play, old man. The neighbors are back to putting up their decorations in spite of the 2 murder scenes in 2 days. Now, I've lived in Strickfield long enough to know damn near everybody goes all out for Halloween and Christmas, but mostly Halloween. People will spend good money for damn good decorations, and right now I'm liking the Halloween decorations I'm seeing. They make me smile a little. Now I feel the old man's eyes on me again. Truth is, any one of my neighbors could be the killer. I'm not a police detective, but I got my ways of learning shit. I figure all I have to do is just follow the logic. Through the years, my intuition has served me very well. It's no wonder I've never been caught. That and thoroughly knowing my territory when I make my kills. Yeah, my intuition tells me to investigate the old man. Okay, maybe also my ongoing, burning crush, so I think I'm going to do just that. And then I decide, I really want to play. I turn and march right back up onto the porch. Now I'm looking right at the old man again. Are you checking out my beautiful body, old man? Are you taking in every line, every ripple, every curve? Can you see how erect my nipples are? Are you wishing you could take me to your old man bed? Are you wishing you could be my husband? Are you undressing me with your eyes as I'm being a tease? Yes, old man, I'm teasing you, so hopefully you'll slip up and give me something I can follow up on. I won't take my clothes off for you, but you've seen me naked. In fact, I'll let you take in as much of this sweet, delicious eye candy as you want. But how would you have killed our neighbors? No doubt you'd have done it when I wasn't around, so I can only speculate. Speaking of using my brain, I think I got a half a mind to... Since you aren't taking your eyes off me, old man, I think I'm going to finish putting up the Halloween decorations for my parents. I mean, it's not like I'm busy at the moment, right? And with these other neighbors outside, the killer will ultimately see me and want to come for me. Assuming it ain't you, old man, but my gut tells me it may very well be you. But if I'm wrong and you're not the killer, then it's definitely a man for sure. Yeah, let's kick things up a notch and sweeten the honeypot a little more. I slip off my shoes and walk barefoot. Guys sure do love women's feet, right? Now I'm working on the Halloween decorations. I'm definitely not Little Miss Susie Homemaker, but I think the decorations are coming along rather nicely. And Dad bought some from Spirit Halloween out at Strickfield Town Center Mall, probably while I was at the gym. I eventually go back in the house to get a nice, tall glass of water. I come back out and see the old man still there, returning his gaze. I sit down and sip my water. Then I prop my bare feet up for him to see. Oh, did I just get a rise out of you, old man? Do I affect you the way you affect me? Will you come for me? I sure hope so. I tease the old man by seductively drinking more of my water. I even wiggle my toes for him. Eventually, I put my glass down and get back up to finish the Halloween decorations. I've made it a point to bend over for him several times, making sure he can see me at both ends. I really love being naughty if it's for the right reasons. I either do it to get laid or to lure my victims. I remember my cheerleader friend who texted me earlier and finally invite her over. If anything, she can potentially be bait. After I finish texting my friend, I see the old man checking out the other neighbors. Many of them are also finished putting up their decorations. In fact, his house is the only eyesore in this cul-de-sac with zero Halloween decor. In fact, he's just like the Mirrans and never puts up any decorations. He's so fucking pissed right now. I could probably go pour the rest of my water on his head and it would turn into steam instantly. Now I hear him muttering under his breath how it ain't right for people to be putting up their decorations so goddamn early. Then he looks my way again as I bend over for him to pick up my shoes. Then I lick my lips, seductively, just for him, before I head back inside. It's almost dark and my cheerleader friend is here. You know what? Let's call her my girlfriend. I mean, there are plenty of girls who have girlfriends and aren't gay or sleeping with each other, right? I tell my girlfriend we can order pizza. She's definitely craving pizza too. As we're deciding on what and where to order, we hear a blood-curdling scream. Fuck, that makes 2 for me today. My girlfriend and I are quickly out the front door. Like earlier, it's hard to see where the incident is with the crowd of people gathering. It's on the other side of the old man's house. We leave mine and go see what's up. My girlfriend gasps and puts her hands over her mouth. Fuck me. The front porch of the Dickerson house always looks like a butcher shop scene at a haunted attraction. As part of the scene, fake human body parts are hung over the meat display case. Only now there are some new additions in the form of real body parts. Even a few heads, the husband and wives. This couple had 2 kids helping with the decorations. Then I see their part of the display too. Seeing those children makes my blood hit 212 degrees instantly. My girlfriend drops to her knees and throws up. At the same time, I feel a familiar icy stare on my back. I look over my shoulder and see the old man. Oh, is he ever staring hard at me specifically? He ain't showing any empathy whatsoever. Then I hear the sirens and know the fucking po-po are back. I turn back to my girlfriend and help her. You okay, babe? She nods and lets me help her up. I get her back to the house and help her get cleaned up. Shortly after, a po-po's at my door to talk to my girlfriend and me. I invite him in. After he finishes questioning us, I walk him out. Once again, I feel the old man staring hard at me. I'm so fucking fed up with this shit. Okay, old man, I think it's time for me to be a good neighbor and come calling on you. Soon. My girlfriend's not feeling so hot after puking her guts up, so I put her in my bed. After covering her up, it's only a matter of minutes before she conks out. I put my shoes back on and decide to go calling on the old man. I step outside and look to make sure no neighbors are around. I kind of feel like Laurie Strode in the original Halloween when she's standing outside looking at the house across the street before going to investigate. Yeah, I'm going to investigate all right, except I'm going next door, and it's pouring down rain. I go back in the house and close the front door, then I walk to the back door and go out. After pulling that door shut, I follow my plan for getting into the old man's yard. I've definitely got my hunting knife with me in case the old man may be expecting me. Are you imagining me coming over to your house, old man? Will you love seeing how nice and wet I'll be? God damn it! For the record, I'm not scared in the slightest, but my heart is pounding. And then I remember the time I was in my bedroom and saw the old man staring at me from his window. I'd just gotten out of the shower and was completely naked. I was getting ready to hop into bed when I felt him. I turned around to see him, staring at my hot body. Oh, did he ever get an eyeful of me? I was kind of happy angry. I opened my window and leaned out to let him look at my tatas as much as he wanted. I figured he would have gotten offended and ran away, possibly even calling my parents. However, he wouldn't move, and I wouldn't move. But I ultimately had to move when I saw the headlights of my parents' car. I close my eyes and shake my head, slowly knowing my crush on the old man is still burning hot. I know I can have any man I want, but I'm crushing so hard on him. Guess I'd better get my story straight in case he ain't the killer and he catches me. I slowly mount the back steps. Then I gasp when I see this huge flash. When I hear the thunder, I look up at the clouds. I'm soaking wet. The rain seemed to pour harder once I left the house. Also, it's chilly. Then I feel a huge gust of wind hit me in the back, almost like it's pushing me to the house. I can see it's dark inside. If the old man stays up late, I don't know about it. I mean, I've never seen any lights from a TV or anything. I'm at the screen door now. I can feel the rainwater running down and dripping off my clothes and body. If you're the one killing people in this neighborhood, old man, it'll be your fucking blood that'll be dripping off my body after I bathe in it. My heart's still pounding, and the butterflies are really fluttering in my ripped tummy. I take a huge deep breath and get resolve in my shit fast. I ease open the screen door and try the knob. It's open. Don't go away. Weekly Spooky will be right back. Okay, bitch. Be on your guard. The old man doesn't scream stupid whenever I look at him. If he's truly expecting me, then the only thing I can figure is he knows about me. He knows I'm a killer. If you're truly a killer too, old man, then only one of us can survive. I'm tired of the fucking popo coming to my safe haven for shit that should never even happen here, especially killing children. The cul-de-sac has been my sanctuary for as long as I can remember, and god damn it, it's going to stay that way. I slowly step inside and close the door, nice and easy. Then I lock it behind me. Can't have you running away, can we, old man? Then I take a huge whiff. Wow, this guy can really cook? It smells like fresh blueberry cobbler in here. Unless he's burning a scented candle. No, it's definitely food. I pull my hunting knife out of the back of my shorts. Then I step out of my shoes. Walking barefoot means quiet. I wait for my eyes to adjust to the darkness before I start my hunt. I've never been in this house, so I've got to be on my guard. I open the first door I come to. A pantry. I quickly look inside, swinging the knife. Nobody's in here. I feel the switch, but I don't want to attract attention, assuming the old man's eyes are on me. I close the door back up and look around some more. Then I move away from the door and quietly through the kitchen. Cautiously, I peek into the living room. No, he's not down here. I walk through the dining room and see the stairway. There's a door on either side. I take evasive action and open the door on my right. It's a closet. I peek inside and don't see anybody. I'm moving slowly across the stairway to open the other door. That's when I hear a loud noise below me. This door's got to be the basement. I open it very carefully and hear more noises. I cautiously walk down the steps on my tippy toes. I breathe oh so quietly. Then I stop still when I see a figure walk right past the stairway and go through the door across from the bottom. What would you be doing with your time down here, old man? Is this where you do your dastardly deeds? No, it's not down here. If the old man was killing people down here, there'd have to be a chemical or a decaying smell. Maybe bleach. It just smells like laundry's been done. Just the same, I have to know. I move to where I'm right outside the door. I raise the knife and creep inside. And then I see a dark figure sitting on the couch. Next thing I know, the old man growls loudly. Did you see me too? Okay, let's lose our fucking shit and end this right now. Keeping the knife raised, I turn on the light. What in the actual fuck? I gasp. The old man is sitting on his couch, but he's all tied up and gagged. No, he's not my killer. Honey? I think I just peed my booty shorts. Okay, no, I didn't. They're not suddenly warm, but I feel like I'm ready to after hearing who just talked to me. I turn around and see... Mom? Dad? I choke out. My parents are equally as surprised to see me with my hunting knife in hand. Guess it really does run in the genes, dear, Dad tells Mom. I point from one to the other repeatedly. You two are the ones killing our neighbors? Fucking why? To get rid of this asshole, why else? Mom tells me. Every year it's the same damn thing, and every holiday he gets on everybody about putting up decorations too early. Last December he called the police saying our Christmas decorations were too bright and he couldn't sleep at night. When they didn't do anything, he trashed our decorations. Well, that was the last straw. It was time to get rid of him. I lower the knife and move by the old man. Okay, so let me guess. You killed all those people, and now you're going to make it look like Grumpy here did it. The Popo's going to find him with a suicide note down here. He'll be gone, no more complaints. Am I close? Mom flashes me her pearly whites. Spoken like a true killer. Dad smiles too. We knew you were our little girl with the way you're always smiling while looking in the paper at the people who died. We knew it had to be you. I flash them a toothy smile of my own. So, I'm just like you two? Cool. How long? I listen as my parents give me the abridged version of how they met. Dad was going to kill Mom after fucking her while on a date, but she ended up turning the tables on him. Seeing that he was like her, she let him go. It was love at first sight. They eventually got married. Then they had me, and I would grow up normally until I had my one very bad day back in high school. A serial killer family. I mean, wow, right? These two have been just targeting anybody and everybody and killing them together. No fucking motive or pattern whatsoever. They're doing it because they can. Dad even says law enforcement never looks their way because we live in an upper middle class neighborhood. But the more I'm listening to their story, the more I'm looking over at the old man. My heart's really pounding right now. He even watches me lick my lips, very seductively. I quickly turn back to my parents. Let me have him. My parents consider me. Then, like the loving people they are, they tell me I can have the old man. I turn and sit on his lap. Then I gasp at how good having him underneath me like this truly feels. Our eyes meet now. I gasp again when I feel his pushing against me. Truly, I am sorry for what I'm about to do, honey, I tell him softly. And what I'm about to do is make a huge mess here in your home. I've got to do this. Please understand. Suddenly, I spring right off the old man and drive my knife right into my mom's gut. I yank it out quickly and slice Dad's throat. Mom's staggering at me now to try and grab me. I come into her and quickly stab her gut a few more times. Both of them fall at my feet. Now they both look up at me, demanding why. Because you two just kill anybody, I tell them. You did it just to have something to do together. You never really gave a reason. I kill fucking scum. I shake my head quickly. And you two, fuck. You're no better than the same fucking self-entitled pieces of shit that I kill. I glance at the old man. Okay, he's a grumpy-ass stick in the mud, but not a reason to fucking kill him. You're supposed to be a good example. Okay, I ain't the angel of death, but I don't kill truly innocent people. Then I remember what really pissed me off earlier and shake my head fast. I could have forgiven all of that on the count of you being my parents. Except you killed children. Even I won't cross that line, especially when I may want to have some of my own. No, you two need to be put down. My parents look at me like I betrayed them before they finally die. Not as badly betrayed as I'm feeling, believe me. I turn to the old man and free him. He shows me he's still got fire and gusto in him and gets up fast. Suddenly, he snatches me into his arms. Now we're both looking into each other's faces. And at long last, our lips finally meet. We hold each other and kiss for the longest time. Now I know what I've been feeling all these years wasn't a crush. After what seems like time being still, we finally stop to breathe. So you're a killer, huh? The old man asks. I won't kill you, I promise. Well, I should certainly hope not, he says. Not when I'm going to marry you. Now my face is fucking hot. Has he loved me for so long? Like now I know I love him? I give him a very toothy smile. You realize how completely mismatched we'll be, right? When we kiss again, all the excuses I could think of for why we should not be together go right out the window. When we stop kissing again, our eyes meet. Yes, I'll marry you, but I want to be able to decorate for the holidays, I tell him. He sighs. Can you not do it so early? I give him another toothy smile. I think I can meet you halfway. We turn and look down at my parents. You realize what you've just done, right? He asks. I know, I assure him. Then I sigh. I've just accepted your marriage proposal, so you better fucking know I chose you. He points right at me. Watch your language. That's no talk for a lady. I smile for him, knowing he'll keep me honest. Then we share one more long, deep kiss. When we finish, he asks, What do we do with your parents? Call the police? What'll we tell them? I realize we're holding hands now. Next thing I know, he lifts me into his arms. My face is so hot now, I feel like it's ready to catch fire. Let's go somewhere we can thoroughly discuss it, shall we? I whisper. He carries me up 2 flights of stairs and to his bed. I come to find out the old man's actually 32 years my senior. Still, he showed me he certainly had stamina, as we make love again and again. To finish up, we ended up disposing of my parents by setting them up to make it look like the killer finally got them. The fact my parents were the killers is a secret only my new husband and I share. As far as the Popo are concerned, the killer is still out there. In fact, they've never been back to our cul-de-sac regarding this incident. After I graduated from Strickfield University, I ended up working from home and taking good care of my husband the same way he takes good care of me. I think I know why I've carried a torch for the old man for several years. Okay, you can't really control who you fall in love with. Also, I realized that we share so many old school values that so many of these self-entitled motherfuckers lack in today's society. As for me, I'll still kill any self-entitled or bigoted pieces of shit that happen to cross my path, and with my husband's blessing. Better watch your asses and mind your P's and Q's, because you'll never know that I'm there until it's too late. Since you motherfuckers think it's all about you, I'm going to make it all about you. Especially when my husband and I go places, and you're being rude and inconsiderate. And speaking of whom, remember that driving instructor and his wife that I was telling you about? It's been several years, but they finally returned to the Strickfield Centennial Theater. They ended up sitting in front of my husband and me. They haven't changed a bit. They're still talking during the movie, and the dickwad keeps pulling out his smartphone. The old man and I look at each other. He's really annoyed now, which means I'm annoyed. When my husband gives me the nod, I look back at the self-entitled couple. They'd both better enjoy their time here, while they still can. Well, my friends, it may be kooky and it may be ooky, but love is certainly in the scare in Strickfield. And for those who are not aware, Strickfield truly loves Halloween. In fact, Strickfield loves Halloween enough that we'll be visiting there, it looks like, 5 times in October. You heard that right. So if you love the Strickfield universe here on Weekly Spooky, you're not going to want to miss this October. And believe me, you're going to want to make sure you have some nice bike rides and fall walks and hikes scheduled, because there's going to be so much spooky content coming right up. And if you want to make sure you can keep the spooky coming every single week for the near future and beyond, just go to weeklyspooky.com and click on Patreon. For as little as $1 a month, you can help keep the spooky rolling and rolling and rolling, and join over 89 other spookies in doing so. And speaking of, I want to say an extra special thank you to our Patreon podcast boosters. These are folks who pay just a little bit more to hear their name at the end of every show. And those fine folks are Johnny Nix, Bobbletopia.com, Megan Hua, Julia Kirsch, Brent McCullough, Steve King, Karen Ouimet, Jack Kerr, and Craig Cohen. If you want to join that list of names and hear yourself at the end of every episode, all you have to do is go to weeklyspooky.com, click on Patreon, and pledge at least $15 a month to the cause. You'll get all kinds of exclusive content, bonus episodes of the show, and of course, our undead gratitude. And that you can take to the bank. But now, my friends, I have to get out of here. We have so much more content even coming out just this week. In fact, this Friday, I'll be sitting down with Rachel Rodolphe to talk about the brand new horror thriller, Dark Nature. You will not want to miss the conversation because, as usual, it gets a little messy. Anyway, my friends, for now, I'm going to let you go. So for myself, for my executive producer, Rob Fields, my producer, Dan Wilder, and our composer, Ray Mattis, I will talk at you next time.
Thank you for listening. Make sure to find your way back next week. But for now, you are safe. Trust me.